Okay, so basically this week we learned about Le Corbusier's high modernism versus Jane Jacobs' new urbanism. Um, Basically, with high modernism, what we're seeing is we are gonna see kind of methodical, like by the book approaches to planning. Like block by block, they're gonna look about the same. Each block is gonna be used for one specific thing, or rather, each given area is gonna be used for one specific thing. And it's going to stay like that. If anything, you want to try and condense the blocks so that you can just have open space for whatever. The space is also going to be very car dependent because he was born in a time period in which cars were starting to ramp up. Everything was starting to be more car travel, and he wanted the this ideal city to be kind of up to point technologically. He also wanted it to be, fully functional at first. Jane Jacobs really opposed that because she felt that it did not value what the people wanted in the city. She thought that it was kind of a top-down approach where planning would just be done with master planners and then people's opinions were discarded. So she valued, grassroots, like what do the people need in the space? How have the people been living in the space? How have they been living in terms of density? How can we preserve the history for this space? She was very big on making sure that culture and diversity was kept in a space because she realized that that's how the social fabric um, stays intact. My preference personally, I'm a very big new urbanism type of guy. I like going to a city and realizing that I can walk to everything, that I can go through so many different types of spaces, mixed spaces at that. I don't like going to a city where I just feel like it's not really for me. It's just a space that I'm supposed to walk through to go and get to a job or go to school. The street is not for me. It's just for cars. A space that I felt was like that and that kind of high modernism was, I believe it was Leadenhall Street around London, which is very ironic because in the first unit we learned about how like London today almost looks a little more like green, but in that Leadenhall area, it felt like the buildings were very not very forgiving for people, for like anyone who wants to try and have culture in that space. It really just felt like I was like, okay, this is for people who need to walk through, or for not even for people that want to walk through. It is a space for cars to get through, to go to work or whatever. The buildings were very gray, very like, okay, this is what we need, so this is what we're building. So yeah. And then something that stood out to me this unit was definitely a quote from Jane Jacobs. Um, what she said was, "There is no logic that can be superimposed on the city. People make it, and it is to them, not buildings, that we must fit our plan." It really highlights to me like why I love cities, is because it's like it is formed people first. It is not that you like make the buildings and then the people come in. The people make it what it is. So I am just very, very liking of her work. So I think I'm gonna try and read some of her books soon.